Hi, Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome to another 10 Talk Tuesday. Hello, welcome back. Okay, I am going to share something quickly with you in the next 10 minutes, and then I want to ask you some questions. When I was growing up, from the age of about 14, I was very influenced by the Gothic culture, the whole sort of dressing in black, wearing the big Doc Marten boots, dyeing my hair black. I had hair in those days. Black eyeliner, the black nail polish. I was very, very into that, and that was in the sort of mid to late, I'd say 1984, 85. And I was hugely Gothic. I would only listen to Bauhaus and The Clash, and of course Morrissey and the Smiths. I was very Gothic, and my whole life I've tended to be drawn to that darkness, and yet being Gothic is more about light than darkness. It's a whole story for another video. But I was always drawn to that slightly alternative side of life, and it's never left me. There's always, I say this with a little smile on my face, there is always a little bit of goth inside me left over from way back when. And I think that if you have ever been on the Gothic scene, I do not believe that you can ever shake that. You can ever get rid of that, I believe it stays with you. It stamps itself on your soul and your heart and your mind. I believe that being a goth at any stage in your life, for any amount of time, opens your eyes to see things, the world, energies, whatever, in a very different light. Now, a lot of people associate being Gothic with being satanic, which is absolute crap. Goth is simply a movement, okay? It's kind of a statement and a movement. I think what we know as Gothic now, and even in the 80s, is more about freedom of expression than anything else. And now I want to ask you something. So I was a goth. I still have Gothic tendencies. But now I want to ask you something. I've hit an age in my life where I have had to do a lot of reevaluating. And I am turning 52 in 10 days' time. So I'm not in my 30s anymore. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Can you still be a goth after the age of 50, both internally and externally? How many of you are Gothic on the inside and you're over the age of 40 or you're close to 50? How many of you, and I'm speaking here specifically to my ladies, how many of you still dress kind of Gothic, and yet you're 52 years old, and can you pull it off? Do you see the young Gothic people of today, and then look at yourself and think, wow, okay, I don't look anything like that. I wear black jeans, black t-shirt, and some thick black eyeliner and black nail polish. I don't have my mohawk anymore, and I don't have my 12 piercings through my nose, and I don't powder my face white anymore. But does that mean that you are still Gothic, or does it just mean that you like dressing in black because it makes you look slim? I personally believe that as a goth, you will always be a goth. You will always see things from a Gothic perspective. You will always be drawn to that kind of, not only lifestyle, but perhaps the music, the whole scene, the whole scene. You might be a bank clerk, you might be a lawyer, and yet in your free time or on the weekends or whatever, you would then put your suit in the cupboard, and you would then don your black jeans and your bother boots and your black nail polish. I don't see a problem with that if you are over 50. I do not see a problem with that no matter what age. You could be 70 and you could still be rocking it, And this is where I come to something that I've kind of realized as I've got older. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you can take something, if you can take a lifestyle or an image or a a way of living, and you can adapt it to yourself and look at it from your own perspective. So like I'm now looking at being Gothic from a 50-year-old's perspective and not a 20-year-old's perspective. I can still be Gothic. I can still wear a black t-shirt, but I'm not going to, at my age, suddenly start painting my nails black and wearing thick eyeliner and dyeing my beard and moustache black. I think that is just sort of teen too much, as they say, you know. I don't believe that that would ingratiate me or make me feel welcomed by the Gothic community, because a lot of the Gothic community is in their 20s, some of them in their teens. But you can still be, and you can still rock being Gothic well into your 50s, well into your 60s, into your 70s. But adapt it. I don't want to see 65-year-old women, and I'm sorry, I don't care if this sounds sexist, but I don't want to see 65-year-old women dressed in black, thick black eyeliner, black bangles, jet black hair, mini skirts with, I don't know, stuff on Doc Martens, unless they can carry it off, unless they can seriously carry it off. If you look like Cher, okay, okay. Otherwise, I just feel like, wow, you're just trying too hard. So be careful of that. I think that's one of the main things, is be careful that you're trying too hard. I don't want to see guys in their 50s sort of like, you know, with spikes and freaking wearing those hideous, I mean, I didn't even wear them when I was a goth, those hideous leather things with all the spikes on, or leather collars. I don't want to see that, you know. I think that you're just trying too hard. But what I can envisage is, as you get older, my ladies, my female watchers, my female subscribers could perhaps go into something that is more witchy, that is more sort of flowing. You could wear like beautiful flowing black dresses. You could find some gorgeous sort of black vintage stuff. If I'm talking black, if you're going to do Gothic, you've got to do black, okay? You could find some amazing vintage stuff, which immediately, anything vintage, anything that has lace is Gothic, okay? My older men, male viewers, you can adapt it. You can go for like the white beard, and you can go for the whole kind of Merlin look in a way, because that in a way is also kind of Gothic. You know, you don't have to paint your nails black at the age of 50. Guys, stop it, okay? Painting your nails black doesn't make you a goth. Painting your nails black is a statement. If you're trying to make that statement, okay, do it. But I think by the time we hit our 50s, we should be finished making statements. We should all be incredibly comfortable with who we are and what we are and how we are. And I think that's also one of the big cruxes of this. Yes, you can be Gothic after 50, if that's who you are and how you feel. I don't believe that you can start being Gothic at 50 because you see all the youngsters doing it and wow, it appeals to you. I wouldn't do that. You know, you can, but I think you'll look like a bit of an ass. But as I said to you, you've got that little bit of goth in you, that little bit of Gothic kind of feel. If you have that left over from the 80s, rock it. Just rock it. It doesn't mean that you are now 50 or 60 and you can't dress in black. You can't wear the slightly more alternative vintage stuff. Rock it, but make sure it's age appropriate. Okay, otherwise you just look stupid. Okay, guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching. A bit of a ramble today, but you know who I am. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and I ramble. I'll see you next week. Bye.